to reflect back on those types of things and to make a plan for yourself and set the tone for this new week, this new month, and quite possibly your new life. I think that a lot of us sell ourselves short, and that's, again, it's something that I've talked about so many times, of selling yourself short. And what is going on? Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark Henriksen, and if you are brand new to this podcast, if you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling confident about where you are right now in your life, feeling like at least having the confidence that you're moving in the right direction, one step closer to where you want to be in the future. And if you're not new to this show, then thank you very much for coming back, supporting the cause, supporting the journey, and supporting the movement of making yourself 1% better every single day and lifting other people up along the way as well. And so with all that being said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Risen Fallen podcast. It's Monday today. It's Monday, the 31st, the end of July. We just finished July as we're wrapping this month up. This month that, it's basically the halfway point for the year. And, July 2nd, I believe, is the halfway point throughout the year. And so we just wrapped up halfway through the year as this month ends. And, it's kind of a beautiful thing, but it's also kind of a scary thing. If you're someone like me that kind of sets goals for yourself at the beginning of the year and says, by the end of the year, I'm going to achieve this, this, and this. Truly, this is the halfway point. So are you halfway towards the goals that you set for yourself? Did you set any goals for yourself? Do you want to set goals for yourself right now? It's Monday. So even though it's the end of the halfway point or the beginning of the second half, it's Monday. It's the beginning of a new day, and tomorrow is the beginning of a new month. I meant to say it's Monday. It's the beginning of a new week, and tomorrow is the beginning of a new month. And so it's also a beautiful time to reflect back on how the first half of your year went and to kind of set the tone, not just for the rest of the year, but I feel like most importantly, set the tone for the beginning of this week. I purposely schedule my podcasts for Monday and Thursday because it's kind of a way to start your week off well and a way to recap the week and focusing on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the end of the week, just kind of reflecting on the week that just passed, how to set the tone for your weekend, and then having an episode on the following Monday, obviously, to set the tone for your week. That's kind of the way I thought about it, and I executed on it. So having said that, it is Monday today, and we are going into a new week. And so if you're anything like me, maybe you hit the journals last night or you hit the journals this morning and you thought, this is the beginning of a new week. I really need to accomplish X, Y, and Z, or I'm really looking forward to these events coming up. Whatever it could be, it is Monday today. And so you have the opportunity today to set up your week for success and to think of it as a new chapter, a new beginning. A quote that I read this week, this past week, that really got me thinking. I think it was an Alan Watts quote where he said, "You have no responsibility to be the person you were 5 minutes ago." And that rings so true to me. The reason that impacted me so much is because, I've made pretty drastic changes in my lifestyle and my behavior and who I surround myself with and what kind of information I ingest and how much I'm reflecting on my own information that's already in my head. And I really have looked back on myself and looked back on my life and some of the past mistakes that I've made. And there's this idea of guilt and shame, which I've talked about on this podcast before. But thinking about the person that I used to be and thinking about, oh, I've accrued this much debt, I've embarrassed myself, I've hurt this person, I did this thing, I did this shameful act, this behavior that I'm not proud of, and looking back at all of those things, it's easy to start to have those things become cumulative and to add up and say, okay, like, that's who I am. I am that person. I'm the person that made that mistake. I'm the person that fucked up. I'm the person that did that shameful act. I'm the person that had that addiction. I'm that person that has all that debt. And when we do this, we lock in this idea or this concept that becomes our identity based on things that happened to us or based on things that we did in the past. And I was really thinking about this quote: you have no responsibility to be the person that you were 5 minutes ago. And it really does ring true because, all of those things that I've just talked about that happened in our past don't define who we are. The only way that they can really is if we hang on to those things and repeat those behaviors that we're ashamed of, that we're embarrassed of, or that we don't want to repeat. We lock them in as part of our identity, and then we repeat them over and over and over and over again. And I think that it's really important to reflect back on those shameful, guilt-ridden, disgraceful things that we've done in the past, because we've all made mistakes. We're all human. And to reflect back on them, learn from them, don't repeat them again, and drop them. And to think of yourself as a new person. I've talked about this before, but this exercise of journaling and writing down an idea of who you'd like to be in the future, not counting, anything from the past or anything that you think is holding you back or holding you down, but to write down truly who you want to be in the future, what you want to look like, what kind of car you want to drive, where you want to live, what house you want to live in, what kind of partner you want to have, what your physique looks like, the way that you treat people, if you are surrounded by family or not, if you live by yourself, if you, every single idea or concept that you could think of. How much time do you spend stressing? How much time are you happy throughout your day? How do you wake up? When do you wake up? Where do you wake up? All of these different types of things. To write these down as an idea of what you want to become in the future. And from there, you just think of today as day one. And think, what kind of habits or behaviors do I have to adopt to get myself closer to that person every single day? Do I want to be a more patient person? What kinds of things can I do to make myself more patient? Do I want to be a more calm person? What kinds of things could I do to calm my mind? Do I want to be a more happy person? What kinds of things could I do to make myself more happy? Do I want to be a more dependable person? Someone that my friends and family members can come and lean on in times of high stress and anxiety and sadness and depression. What does that look like? What can I do to make myself more dependable? And how can I instill that belief in myself, not only for other people to believe it, but for you to believe it and for you to actually truly feel that way and think that way? What kinds of habits and behaviors can you adopt in your life starting today, having it be a Monday right now? You're starting your week off. What kinds of things could you do right now to start adopting that behavior, but also start developing those skills as well? As we kick off this new week, that's kind of something that I've really been reflecting on as this, obviously, like I said, this year is halfway over right now, and we're starting a new week. And so I wanted to just kind of cover that and just give you guys a little bit of a reminder there to reflect back on those types of things and to make a plan for yourself and set the tone for this new week, this new month, and quite possibly your new life. I think that a lot of us sell ourselves short, and that's, again, it's something that I've talked about so many times, of selling yourself short and thinking that you're bound to be the person that you were in the past. And it just seems like such a waste and such a shame to think that we have to repeat those same behaviors that we've made in the past or that our family members or parents have made in the past and think that's how it's always been, so that's how it'll always be. And so I want you to kind of think of yourself as the author of your own story right now and write a completely different ending to the book that you've been reading this whole time. So that's my little rant for this morning, for this day. I'm just kind of going through the news here to see what we got going on. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like something too much has been going on. I will kind of talk a little bit about my day, my day so far today. So I've been sleeping on this shitty old mattress for probably the past 10 years. I got this mattress when I was probably 16 years old, and even then it was a hand-me-down. And I never really thought anything of it. I never really think of upgrading a lot of my surroundings. I think, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yesterday, Teddy texts me and she says, "Hey, I've got the opportunity to grab like a year-old mattress, and it's a beautiful mattress. It's like way out of my price range, but we can get it for free. And it's going to be a hand-me-down, but it's a year old, and the only issue is it's a king-size bed." And that wouldn't be an issue except for the fact that my box spring and my mattress and my bed frame are all queen sized. And so I'm like, shit, okay, I guess we got to get a new bed frame. And so she sends me a few links. A couple of them are like $200. I'm like, oh, let's check IKEA. So I check out IKEA. I check out a couple other like furniture stores in the area, and I'm seeing bed frames for like 450, 650, 750, over $1,000 for king size bed frames. And I'm like, man, this sucks. I don't want to be spending this kind of money. I'm somebody that I hate spending money if I don't have to. And so I'm like, I call her up. I'm like, hey, let's grab that mattress. We'll go and pick it up when I get off work today. But I want you to go online to whatever websites women use to look at pictures of things that they want, and just look up like wooden bed frames, and send me some pictures of things you like. Obviously, me being a carpenter, I'm thinking, I think I could make something a little bit better. I think I could, make something that looks cool, that's custom. It fits our new mattress, and it'll be like kind of an upgrade to the bedroom. And make our house feel more like home, like more like our space. And so she sends me some pictures, and I go to I kind of whip up a little drawing for myself in my notebook while I'm on my lunch break at work, and then I go to Home Depot on the way home, and I grab all the lumber that I think I'll need. I end up spending about $130 on lumber, and I come home last night. I pre-cut everything that I laid out for myself, and this morning I whip it all together. So I get that bed frame all done, and we put it in, and it just, honestly, I was super impressed with myself. But I made it basically look like it's floating. I put a little LED strip around the outside, so it looks really cool and modern. But it really does look cooler than like all of the bed frames she was sending me. So I'm pretty proud of that, and it just comes to it's a testament to kind of what I was talking about a couple weeks back about gaining skills. And now, obviously, I'm a carpenter, so it's been pretty easy for me to gain the skill of woodworking and building things, and being able to bring a picture in my brain and then put it together and build it. But having the skills to do that, to be able to provide, to be able to build something that's, you know, in my opinion, cooler than what you can buy, because it is custom made, it's homemade, and you're able to make it to your liking, make it to the way that you want things. To be able to have a vision and then manifest that into reality by developing the skills and having the ability to go out and do that. And I just wanted to kind of share that story with you guys because I think that that's a transferable lesson to a lot of different people. Because, regardless of, if you have woodworking skills, or if you're a plumber, or if you're an electrician, or if you're good at coding, if you're able to build a website, if you're able to do cool things like that, if you're able to play music, if you're able to make clothing, if you're able to knit, or you're able to, find some sort of a creative outlet, it gives you a new opportunity. It gives you a new way to add to your self-worth and to give you more confidence and to make you feel like you have value to add to those around you as well. And so that's what's going on in my life. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make this episode as it is Monday, and to remind you to set the tone for your day. And maybe that's actually something, maybe circling back, maybe that's something that you can add to your list of, things that you would want to have in your future, to be able to, be able to have different skills, different skill sets. Maybe you want to be able to grow a garden. Maybe you want to be able to grow your own food. Maybe you want to be able to provide for those around you. Maybe you want to be able to help, be constructive. I know as men, we have this tendency to want to be constructive, to be able to build things, to be able to make something. And maybe that's in your to-do list as well, of things that you want to work on. But it is Monday today. We are kicking off this week. And I just wanted to make this little reminder for you guys to reflect on what you want to be in the future and how you can start to build towards that, closer and closer towards that today as we speak. So happy Monday. I hope that you guys are kicking your week off well. I will catch you all on Thursday. Much love and peace out, you beautiful human beings.